Hello, dear traders. You are watching a recap of the Asian trade on October 11. After yesterday's rise on Wall Street, the Japanese Nikkei added 0.5% today. The Australian stock market also continues growing for the fifth session in a row. Let us find out what happened on the trading charts of the US dollar and other currencies of the region. Since Monday, the US dollar has been losing value. In the last 5 sessions, the currency has lost more than 5%. On a Wednesday, the greenback opened the Asian trade with a decline within the channel of 105.60 and 105.80 points. It seems that the US dollar price against the 6 major currencies got stuck near 105.80. The initial jump to 106.5 points lost momentum. However, this is only one reason for the US dollar to trade within a narrow range. The US bond yield has also been falling since the beginning of the week. For example, the yield of a 10-year treasuries slumped from the 16-year high yesterday to stay at 4.6%. Notably, the US Central Bank is exerting the most significant pressure on the greenback. The fact is that the onset of this week was very rich in statements made by the Fed officials. Yesterday, Dallas Fed President Logan and Federal Reserve Vice Chair Jefferson shared their views on a future monetary policy. And today, traders focused on the comments provided by Minneapolis Fed President Neel Kashkari and CEO on the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, Raphael Bostic. All these politicians suppose that the current stance of the regulator is strict enough. It means that the Federal Reserve may not need to raise the key rate higher to return inflation to its 2% target. Thus, dovish comments from the Fed's officials and decline in the US bond yields allowed the Japanese yen to gain in value. At the start of the trading session, the price even broke the support level of 148.5. However, the situation changed a bit amid the speech provided by Japanese Finance Minister Shinichi Suzuki. He has reminded everyone that the yen is losing value because of a difference between the key rates in Japan and the United States. In other words, this fact will continue exerting pressure on the yen. On the trading chart, we see that the pair was trading within the range of 148.40 and 148.90. Although the US dollar retreated, the Japanese currency approached the psychological level of 149. Once it touches this level, the Japanese government will intervene in the market. The Chinese yuan also failed to benefit from the temporary weakness of the US dollar. What's more, there are concerns about a crisis in the real estate sector. Curiously, Beijing is planning to introduce new stimulus measures. To do so, the local authorities are considering an additional $137.10 billion of a government bond issuance. Meanwhile, the list of Chinese developers that could become bankrupt soon is getting longer. Yesterday, the largest property developer, Country Garden, warned of a default. The company said it must repay nearly $15 billion in a debt within the next 12 months. If it announces a default, this will have serious consequences for the whole Asia-Pacific region. Trade relations between China and neighboring countries are of great importance. That's why the current turbulence in China will surely affect Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. In any case, the International Monetary Fund lowered its outlook for China's economic growth. Such a decision was mainly driven by the mounting crisis in the real estate sector. However, today the Australian dollar is falling for another reason. In fact, it might have increased amid the greenback's stagnation, and the currency was supported by higher oil prices and the likelihood of a hawkish decision by the Reserve Bank of Australia. Since the geopolitical tension remains in force, crude oil has jumped by 4% during the week in the United States. Nevertheless, the Australian dollar was trading with a decline within the channel of 0.6410 and 0.6446. It also stagnated near the level of 0.6415. The New Zealand dollar showed almost the same dynamic. At first, the currency was fallen within the range between the support level of 0.6018 and the resistance level of 0.6057. Then it stopped and closed the session at a 0.6020. The greenback, the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar slackened ahead of one and the same publication. Today and tomorrow, the United States will disclose very important consumer price data. After a strong labor market report, inflation figures will play a primary role in the key rate decision by the Federal Reserve, and these expectations are shaping market sentiment today. Market changes are hardly predictable by their nature. However, important and relevant information allows traders to understand the main trends. This, in turn, is a direct path to success, isn't it? This is all for now. See you later on the InstaForex TV channel.